Strike Freedom Gundam. Hey again everybody, it's Robert184 from gundam.tk, and it's been a while since I've shown you the perfect grade Strike Freedom, but now it's time to take a look at its incredibly near perfect inner frame. I should start off by mentioning that this inner frame has some paint on it, namely Mr. Color in its number 9 gold metallic. And that's because I've seen this thing put together already, and where the gold frame sticks out and it's not the nicely chromed parts that Bandai gave us, it ends up looking pretty terrible. So I may have gone with the overkill approach where I ended up painting all of the plates. So I'm going to have a pretty gold inner frame compared to somebody who puts it together straight out of the box. Here's the unpainted gold parts compared to the stuff that I have spray painted, and those, you can see, look a little bit different, well quite a bit actually, from the nicely painted gold and the not bad gold, but it's still a big step up from here. There are no directions explicitly telling you how to make just the inner frame, so you're going to want to read the directions a little bit carefully before putting this whole thing together. And this is not perfect. I haven't made the head, and there are a few gold parts that I will add on when I put the armor on. But just to give you a rough idea, you're going to get the backpack, the separate shoulder units, the arms, which require some white shoulder pieces, chest unit, waist section, 2 very long legs, and separate feet. Starting at the bottom, when you put the feet together, you're going to notice for the first time how different the 3 different gold parts are. Anyway, for moving parts, it's going to move up here on the toes, and as this moves, this clip here, which is going to hold the foot armor, is going to move. That's on a swivel system inside there. And then you're going to have the ankle part here, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's on a click mechanism. So when you put in the ankle, hopefully that's going to stay in place pretty secure, and it's good to see chrome pistons. If I based my verdict on this whole kit after just building the leg, I probably would say go out and buy it, because the engineering that went into here just made this worth almost every yen that you'll pay for it. Starting at the bottom here, of course, you can put the chrome rods into there, and then the ankle, as you bend it this way, you'll notice that you also get an ankle, the back of the heel is going to slide there. Impressive, but it's the knee joint, so just take a look at this as it comes around. You can see that everything is going to split nicely. The knee is going to stay in place. This part flips around, and you're going to get absolutely nothing that's going to look like kibble or anything like that. Hopefully with the armor on, it's going to look just as good, but just this kind of mechanism right there screams perfect grade. The waist armor is painted to look good on the inside, so the front isn't going to look good until you actually put the armor on there. Nothing fancy, and things will fall off until you actually start putting the complete armor on. But you're going to have the gimmick here in the back where you're able to bring this part down. First of all, you're going to have the gray huge cannons on the side here, and then you're able to slide this to the back and push it in to lock it into place with a satisfying click. And then you can take the regular beam rifles and hang those on either hip. And then same idea, you have to pop this out to bring it around and slide everything back. You're also going to get the ability here, if you bring up this lock mechanism up forward, you can slide this part down and position the hips differently. When I put the armor on, there's going to be a few things that I want to double check that I did right. But anyway, when you've got the chest unit here, you're able to move the arms up this much and down, and they swing back and forth, although not a lot. And of course, you can cover that up before or after putting on the rest of the armor. You're going to have to put that part on. And then in the front, the gimmick for the cockpit, which I always forget to show off, is that you can pop this forward, and then you can see a seated Kira Yamato inside, probably 2-3 centimeters tall. And then for the waist part down here, you're able to pivot this, but you'll notice right away that these chrome parts don't seem to be quite long enough. If you pull everything just right, you can get them inside, but any twisting mechanism is going to pop them out, so that's something I want to double check. And you are also able to bend it and get a click as you bend it forward and back. Onto the arms, well, you'll notice that you've got this shoulder part here with just some white armor parts wrapped around there. This is a part that's painted. It's not going to come chromed by Bandai. In terms of bendability here, when you bend this, you'll notice that this part pops forward. You're going to have to be careful that this wrist armor doesn't pop off. And then it bends here at the elbow, and then as you continue to bend, it's going to come up here. So you are going to get the 180 here through the 3 different joints. And there you can see the armor a little bit better as it slides down into place. Hopefully some of these ugly colors will be covered up when you put it together. But the hands are very impressive. These are well chromed before you get them, easy to put together off the plates, and they look very sharp. different colors in gold here on the shoulder, and its gimmick is that you're going to be able to pull this way, and when you do that, you may have noticed that this part pops up automatically. So you put that back inside, and then you have to push it down by yourself. Otherwise, again, everything's looking good. Hopefully that part won't show when I put it all together. Here's the backpack, which is pretty much just two big gold parts that you're going to cover up there with some polycaps on the inside. And the gimmick here is that these gray parts of the engine are going to bend up and down, and these small engines are properly chromed by Bandai, and they are on small polycap ball joints, so conceivably you could wiggle those around if you chose to. The 1/100th master grade has a lot to look up here. As you see, the 1/60th complete inner frame. Is it just me, or is there anybody else who wants to buy a second perfect grade just so that they can put together the inner frame properly and show it off next to the real thing? Here's a look at it as it spins around, and it's going to lose a little bit of height as everything gets put down properly, but I'm just trying to maintain the polycaps for when it really counts. But anyway, once it's all time to get armored up, I think this is going to come across as looking really good. But in terms of just the build, this inner frame was a pleasure to build, and if you add the extra gold, it ends up looking that much better. That wraps up my look at their inner frame. So what do you guys think? How does this stack up compared to other perfect grades that you've built? For me, I don't know why, but I seem to enjoy this one a little bit more than the 00, just because instead of this one relying on the condenser gimmicks, this one is just a straight mechanical build with all sorts of moving parts when you bend everything. And so that was a lot of fun to put together. So how does it stack up for you, and are you guys excited to see the whole thing finally put together? Anyway, everybody, Robert184, Gundam.tk, thanks for sticking with me, and then it'll be time to see this whole bad boy finally done. See you next time. R2-D2 had a cameo in the G-Savior review. Is this the second Star Wars character to appear?